Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and this is the first e-bike ride I've taken since November 9th of last year, and because we have had, well, first of all, it was cold for us here in Arizona, and then we had a whole bunch of rain. So what I'm doing here is going for my first ride, and we start at the bottom, and I'm doing the parameter streets of the housing development next door, and then I go over to the park, which is at the top, where my grandson likes to go, and so I'm checking out the dirt road, dirt path in that on that trail. So here I am into the development, and I'm just going to show you the parts where I actually confronted people, and greeted them and said hi and waved and stuff. So I'm not going to make you watch the whole 7-mile ride. And I'm going to tell you a story. So let's get started on the story before it's too late. That guy walking out of that house is almost to get run over by a semi-truck.
Oh, excuse me.
Anyway, so when my son was young, we made him a go-kart, and then I was into Harleys, and he wanted some kind of a motor scooter, cycle or something. Oh, and by the way, these people are putting up their Christmas decorations a little early, since this is only January, but it'll get here sooner or later. Anyway, so I had heard that you could make a motorcycle or a motor scooter out of a bicycle by putting a motor on it. And so that's what we did. I had an old Schwinn bicycle I'd had for years, and somebody had given us the motor that we used on his go-kart, which was a horizontal oriented motor lawnmower engine. And so we couldn't just fit it into the hole because it was too small, where you would mount the engine on a motorcycle. And there's a guy that waved. And then so what we did was we lengthened the frame of the Schwinn bike, and then we welded a piece of flat metal to mount the engine on, and got that all put in okay. So, and then we put a centrifugal clutch on the shaft of the engine, and that we could use with fan belts from cars. And there's some other folks that said hi. So anyway, so then we needed to fix a way for the fan belt to reach back to the back wheel, and so we took it was a 24, 26 inch bike. Anyway, we took the neck size down rim, and these guys were friendly. They said hi.
Morning.
And we took tack welded it onto the side of the Schwinn bike's rim, so it was a little bit less in diameter, and then we could reach back to that wheel with the fan belt. We also had to take a couple of fan belts back until we got the right length, and so we got that done. And then we had to figure out some way to fix the brakes. So instead of pedaling backwards, we took a connector and we made a foot pedal on the right side, like on a Harley Davidson, and then he could put the brakes on with his foot. Then I also had a spare. Here's some folks that are probably buying their first house, so they're starting up a family.
Morning.
And so anyway, I had an old pair of handlebars. So we took off the bicycle handlebars and put on the Harley handlebars. And then we found a piece of steel tubing, and that was just a little bit larger than the handlebars, so we could weld up a throttle. And so we put that on there, and then put a thing at the end of the handlebars so it wouldn't slide off, and figured out a way to run the cable from and there's some guys that said hi, run the cable from the handlebar down to the carburetor on the engine. So we got that done. Then to make it look like a Harley, my Harley didn't have foot pegs. It had foot pads that you put your feet on. And so we welded up some foot pads, and so he had foot pads to put his feet on. He had a foot brake, and he had a throttle, and he had a a Harley, and he had a lot of fun with that. It took us a while to get everything figured out, so it didn't happen that quick. But he had a lot of fun with it, and rode around, rode up and down the road, and we lived out kind of in the country, so had a lot of fun with it until he went to. Now we're headed out of the housing development, and we're going to go to the park that my grandson likes to go to, which is straight across the road here. And I'm checking out to see. First of all, I haven't ridden for 2 months, so I'm being real careful on the dirt and everything. But there was this one spot that I checked out with my drone that looked like it was a mud puddle a couple weeks ago, so I got to check and see if that's still there. So anyway, he went riding with some friends that had real motorcycles. And when he realized that his Harley wasn't really a Harley and it wasn't really a motorcycle, then he got kind of like, Dad, this is just a toy. And of course, I don't remember how old he was, but he's right, it was just a toy. But we had fun making it together, and there's what that used to be the puddle a couple weeks ago that I was wondering if we could get around or get through it. So now I know that I can take my grandson to the park, and it's even warming up quite a bit here in Arizona. So it's going to turn out to be well. It looks like right now we got some pretty good weather. It's just a little chilly in the morning. So anyway, so we ended up. I think I've told the story about when he got tired of the bicycle Harley. Well, then we made I found it was a Honda 150 that was laying in a farmer's field. There's some guys, and so we. I got it running, and that was his real motorcycle. So anyway, that's the story of the motorcycle that we made that was supposed to look like a Harley. Kind of did. We even had saddlebags on it that were made out of wire. But it worked. Too bad we didn't have video cameras back then, because here I'm checking to see if Amazon left anything on the front porch. Anyway, because we took some it's not DVD, it was prior to that. Anyway, the tape, the half-inch tape that used to make videos on little cassettes. So anyway, I want to thank you again and again for watching my videos and hearing my stories. And God bless.